Hey everyone, Ken here. It is lantern time. We're here making another lantern video this week, and I gotta apologize. I didn't really have a lot of time this week, so you're seeing the Ohio still back here. I really didn't touch it. Been kind of busy. It's been one of those weeks, and I want to make sure I get this right. But the good news is I picked up this way before Christmas. This is a pretty cool Dietz Jr. and kind of a little special model. It's got the Sanskrit writing on the back. I don't know if we can get in on that and get a... We'll give you a close-up at the end if we can't get in on that. But believe it or not, I bet a lot of you guys probably have had one of these for quite a while in your collection. Well, I haven't. I just recently bought it. Like I said, I got it I want to say maybe 2-3 weeks before Christmas, and it was all dirty, and I didn't do anything with it until today. And so cleaned, I wanted to get it all cleaned up. I thought it would be a quick cleanup, something quick that I could do. The weather here was decent enough that I could get out there and scrub her down and give it a good cleaning. And yeah, upon a little further examination, from what I can see, and you know how these patent dates go, they're very light, but looks like the last patent date is 1928. It looks, to me, it looks like a 28. And from what I gather online, I've seen them from 25 up to, I don't know, in the 30s or something like that. They were, so I'm guessing it could be a 28 patent date. But it's got a little roughness going on in the air tube here on the right side. Other than that, it's solid, really good and solid. It was just filthy. I picked it up on eBay. I think I got a good deal on it. I think it was like 22 bucks with the shipping, and it's got a good, solid cast globe in it, Junior, with the nice embossment on there and everything. And one interesting thing, though, figure we could have a little fun since we're talking lanterns. Came with a wick, which I thought was good enough. I was gonna use it, but it turns out after I cleaned the lantern, I fueled it up. I go to advance the wick, and it's spinning, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, because I just went through this with my Rayo. I had a stripped out burner, but so I'm like, let me pull it out. Pulled it out. I stuck a screw, give it the screwdriver test on the cog, and I'm turning, and I'm getting really good resistance off the cog. There's nothing wrong with the burner, but if you look, I don't know if you could see that, but this thing is just worn through. In fact, there's some holes. There's actually some holes that are worn right through the wick. So the cogs were turning, but the wick wasn't turning. But one interesting thing that I did find out, though, if you can see this, take a look at how that wick is trimmed. It's got like a U in it. Now I remember a few months back there was either a discussion on the lantern group about that, or I apologize, it might have been one of my subscribers said that they actually trim the wicks this way. And I didn't think much of it at the time because I normally snip them straight across, and everything, usually works out. But when I did go to fire up this lantern, I'll show you. I'll give it a... I actually put a new... Of course, I put a brand new wick in it, by the way. But when I did go to fire this thing up, it burns, and it burns really nice and bright and all. But I don't know. Take a look at that flame. Well, if we can wait for it to clear up a little bit. The flame doesn't fan out to like the whale tail style that you normally get out of these. And you probably can't see much at all until it clears up here. Give it a second here. We'll do a little defrost here. I'm surprised it's doing that, because it's not that, well, I'm reading 53 in here. It's not that bad. It's a little on the cold side, but if you notice, I don't even have a jacket on. It's not too bad compared to what it's been. But yeah, we'll let it thaw out a second here. But it doesn't have that classic shape, if you know what I mean. It doesn't have the whale tail, the way it's kind of almost has a little bit of a dip in the middle, but it's pretty much straight up and down for the most part. Now I have plenty of other juniors, probably around 12 or 15 of them, and they do burn better than that. They do fan out a little bit better than that. Now I know you can play around with the cones and so forth and get them to shape a little better, but I thought, hey, why not? Let's have a little fun. Let's take out the new wick and see if we can duplicate that and see. It's supposed to actually fan out the flame from the sides and make the flame a little wider. So why don't we cut to the edit real quick, because I'm going to have to let this cool down for a minute, and we'll be right back and we'll give it a try to trim this up and see what happens. Okay, so it's cooled down enough. I was able to tilt back the globe, get the burner out, and I'm going to pull the wick. And I should probably be wearing gloves because it's a soaking wet wick, but so we're going to try to duplicate that. I got a good sharp pair of scissors, and I don't know exactly how well it's going to turn out, but I'm going to try to get a nice as cut as I can in there. And alright, well, first attempt, I guess it's not so bad. Could be a little rounder. I actually have a set of hollow punches. I tried on the old wick, but I was going to just try to pop it through with the hollow punch, but it's just not sharp enough. It doesn't do it good. So figured I'd try with a good sharp pair of scissors. So let's put that back in. And I don't know how it's gonna be, but only one way to find out. But now supposedly it's supposed to fan out this flame and make it wider. Let's find out in a second here. Let me get her locked on here. Okay, wait a minute. There we go. Now she's in. Alright, put the glue back in there. Okay. And here we go. Wow. Well, maybe I went a little too much. Maybe we got to go just a little across the top, because now it looks exactly like the wick does. We got a V. Put it in the Victor. V for victory. But nonetheless, an interesting flame. Alright, I got an idea here. Why don't we turn that off, let that cool, or maybe we don't have to. Maybe it didn't get that hot. It's actually not that hot. Let's pull this out. Actually, I might not even have to pull that all the way out to do what I want to do. I might be able to just snip it right across the top slightly. Just like that. There we go. Maybe that's the trick. Alright, let's try that. Let's see what happens with that. Wow, that's quite a bit better. Look at that. I'd say that's a pretty acceptable flame. I mean, I don't know how much wider it is. I would say it's definitely a bit wider, but I don't know. Well, maybe that's why the original wick was trimmed like that. But there you have it. So It's something I had heard about. I never tried it. I did play around many times doing the dog ears. You know, you cut them this way. Put like a little 45 on each side, and that tends to give you a more pointy flame if you need that. But I've never actually did the U or the V. I guess you could play with it, but I think it may be a little bit better for this lantern. So for that one, I may go for it. So yeah, and the Sanskrit. As far as the Sanskrit, the only thing I could find, because I don't read Sanskrit, I think it means, the translation is something like it's a genuine Dietz manufactured in USA. Something to that aspect is what it says. Don't quote me on it. But these were made, they were made to export to India back in the day. And apparently they made tons of these things. A lot of them did get over there, and a lot of them didn't get over there. A lot of them just stayed right here on American soil. And I'm guessing that this happened to be one of the leftovers. So yeah, so that's the story with that. I think it's a pretty cool lantern. It's got a really cool globe in it. And for that, we'll leave you with that for now. I'll pop some close-up pictures for you in the end, and we'll see you real soon in another video. Bye-bye for now.